My name is Abubakar Isaac. I am born and bred in Yendi. I am a citizen of Yendi, and I have, witnessed something that I feel is not good for the Yendi community. I took my patient to the Yendi Government Hospital at 2:15 thereabout. On reaching the hospital, they admitted my patient in the emergency ward. In the emergency ward, there was a nurse. That nurse managed to, just administer some drips. And indeed, the nurse was saying that until the doctor arrives, he couldn't do anything, he couldn't do much. So I asked the nurse, if the doctor could the doctor, if he could attend to my patient. It was quite difficult. Look, I am talking about 2:15 thereabout a.m. on the 18th of March 2021. There was no doctor, no medical, no physician, no medical, officer in the emergency ward to attend to my patient. There were other patients. In about 30 minutes time, they brought a little girl by name Abena. Abena was suffering with some condition. Now, my attention was even drawn to Abena because my patient, was a bit manageable because she was complaining of abdominal pain. You see, this Abena girl was suffering to breathe, and I saw that in the emergency ward, if a doctor is not available to attend to this patient, something that is not good might happen. Lo and behold, when day broke, that is around 9:30 a.m., this emergency ward officer who was put in charge for consultations for patients, apart from my patient and Abena, there were other 2 or 3 patients. This medical officer was not around. Little Abena died at about 9:30 a.m. Look at the time. Abena, I think they arrived somewhere about 30 minutes after we were in there. After we had arrived. So somewhere about 30 minutes, if we arrived at 2:15, then about 2:45 a.m., that was the time they also arrived. There was no patient to take care of my patient. There was no consulting officer, medical officer to attend to my patient. Likewise to the other patients who were in the emergency ward. Now, Abena died, so sad. I was sad, when I saw little Abena being carried on a motorbike. I don't want to describe her condition. She died. I said she died at 9:30 a.m. From about 2:45 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. The question is, where is the medical officer who was supposed to be taking care of the patients in the emergency ward on the 18th of March 2021? I felt so bad that Yendi Hospital can be reduced to this.
So, sir, did you make any attempt to find out the whereabouts of the officer in charge of the emergency ward?
I have decided. I've written a petition.
Okay.
Chronicled the issues I saw in the hospital.
On that particular night, did you and the other patient, together with the nurse on duty, make any attempts?
I asked why a nurse would be attending to our patients. The nurse told me that, he would attempt to call the doctor. And I witnessed that this nurse called the doctor 3 times or more, and the doctor was not answering. So we made an attempt to make sure a doctor or a physician is, in the emergency ward. Now, we're talking about emergency ward. That's so appalling that an emergency ward would not have a medical officer to attend to emergency situations. Emergency is supposed to be 24/7 in any hospital. I've traveled around. So a nurse calling a doctor and the doctor was not responding. The question is, how come that a doctor or a medical officer who was put in charge of the emergency ward could only be seen somewhere around 1 p.m.
the following day?
The following day. Okay. Imagine, from 2:15 when we arrived, he was not around. It was somewhere 1 something that he arrived. And you know what happened to my patient? My patient had to negotiate with a friend to go and see a doctor at OPD and plead with the doctor to attend to my patient. This was what happened. It means that there was no doctor at the emergency ward. We had to go to the OPD to plead that this OPD doctor attends to my patient.
We understand you have so much interest in the death of little Abena and you've gone ahead to write a petition. Can you tell us something about the petition?
I have written a petition, yes. Okay. Little Abena is somebody, a young girl of 12 years, I'm told by their parents. I am interested because this little girl can be a doctor, can be a nurse, if if the little girl is is still breathing. But she's no more. I am sad that we can reduce our hospital to this state. I am interested. You know, when I asked the parents, they told me they are from Pachane village. I believe Pachane is quite far from Yendi. So imagine they living in a far remote place and coming to seek medical care because that's their right. Even though they are poor or they are illiterate. But it is sad that they will come and nobody would attend to them. I mean, if I'm not interested in that, then what will I be interested in? Because it is painful to watch life perish this way because of what I believe is negligence.
So, sir, what do you seek to achieve by the petition?
I want the hospital to investigate this and make sure, one, that our patients receive, at least even an apology, and then two, make sure nothing of that sort happens again, in the hospital. Because look, and I'm telling you, I will do everything within my power to seek justice for my patient, justice for Abena, because I saw it live, and I want the hospital to sit up. Because people complain every day that their patients are not being attended to. There are too many. But I'm not interested in the too many stories. I'm interested in the eyewitness story that I am giving. And that's why I had to write this petition. And I've copied, bodies that are supposed to be interested in this case. And I believe they will sit up. They will do justice to it and put the hospital on its toes. We cannot have Yendi Hospital that is supposed to serve the communities that are, dotted around, within the Eastern Corridor, all coming to attend to the Yendi Hospital and seek medical care. And then when they come here, they will not get, this right of medical care.
If the petition does not receive the necessary attention and results you seek, what is the next action we will take?
I will tell you the next action now, but I'm sure the next action will be too bad for all of us.
Okay.
I am assuring you, if the hospital doesn't attend to this petition, they must answer the questions I've raised. They must investigate. BNI, I've invited BNI into this case. I've copied them. I've copied the police commander. I've copied Ndayana, the king of Dabo. I've copied the municipal chief executive, Shrach, whatever. I've copied all these bodies because I feel that they must join hands and find out what exactly is the problem in the hospital, that the hospital is not working. The staff are being negligent. They are people, nurses, and then health professionals. People are complaining that they are being negligent. They don't attend to their patients. And this is a very bad story for Yendi, which I reside, my hometown. born and bred, I might be the next victim. Any moment from now, I could be taken to the Uni hospital. And if I don't fight for the Uni hospital to get on its toes, how sure am I that? How sure am I that if I'm taken there, I'm not taken there, just to die? Okay. It cannot be a death center. It must be a hospital. That is what I seek.
Thank you.
Thank you.